Good afternoon, guys, ladies, gentlemen. Working on the Suburban today. I did a little lift kit. I had everything apart when I was replacing the front differential and whatnot. So it's got torsion keys and had auto ride. I took the auto ride out. So this is going to be for anyone who has an auto ride model who's thinking about taking out the auto ride. I don't know. The only issue that I have with it is the springs, the coil springs in the rear, I guess, are softer than, say, the regular base model Suburban that didn't have auto ride, or they're just that old. Because now, whenever I go over a bump, I'll show you, my whole back end just hops. So I did some research and whatnot, and I didn't even get any lift, even with 1/2-inch spacers out of the rear on those coil springs. So my truck sits, squatted because I got 1.5 inches into the front, but nothing in the rear. I just put new tires on it yesterday. That got me 1.5 inches. I got Toyo Open Country AT3s, 285, 75, 16, so they're 33s. They fit comfortably. They only rub just ever so slightly when I'm at full lock. So if you're thinking about putting 33s on here with 1.5 inch leveling or lift kit, you can fit 33s all day long. 35s, that's questionable. But flip the camera around, I can tape measure my hand, and I'm gonna take some measurements because I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. All right, so here's my truck. Cat I swapped 03 Suburban. Looking fresh and clean with brand new tires. So the front was higher because of the torsion keys. I set them back to the original spot, but if you look at my truck, see how it's squatted? I mean, it looks level because of my driveway, but my driveway is slanted like a motherfucker. Yeah. So if I take this is like a before measurement. So from there to there, it's right at like 37. Now before it was at 35 and like a quarter before I got the tires. So the tires definitely up the ante a little bit, but I'm gonna change out those rear. You can see that new shock back there. Now the auto ride, there's little resistors you can buy off eBay. I haven't bought them yet. That trick the system into thinking that it still has auto ride shocks and you don't get a little light that says service auto ride suspension or service active suspension. That comes up on your information center. It's no big deal. You just hit your little steering wheel button and it goes away and then it comes back. I don't too much care about it because I got like 4 or 5 little lights on. Check washer fluid, change engine oil. So it's like a little game like Galaga. Every time I get in my truck, I'm like, okay. But yeah, so there's the part number, 81069. Ordered them off Rock Auto. They were shipped to my house, took like 3 days, and $83, 83 and some change shipped right to my house, which is cheap. That's for the pair. They're HD springs. From the video that I saw on YouTube, it got him 1.5 inches of lift out of the rear from a stock spring. So I'm assuming that this should get me in and around the same. And I'm also going to check some 2-inch spacers because the offset of my stock rims I don't like, and I'll show you. So you see how the rim and the tires inside of the fender well, same on the front. I got 2-inch spacers that I'm going to try. I'll put a 2-inch on the front, 2-inch on the rear. And if it's too much on the rear, I'm going to take that 1 2-inch, put it on the other side of the front, and then probably order 1 inch to 1.5 inch spacers for the rear. That way, bring that tire out to where it's flush with the outside of that fender flare. This truck did not come with fender flares. The only reason why it has fender flares is because the front end swap I did had fender flares. My personal opinion, it looks better, looks wider, stance looks better. So, all right, I'm gonna jack this thing up. I got coil spring compressor tool in the truck. That's $64 to rent from Advanced Auto. And you use it, you bring it back, get your money back. Super simple. You just gotta be super, super careful with them because it is like working with a bomb. if they slip, yeah, better be quick. So yeah, let me get this thing jacked up, and then when I get it jacked up and the tires off, I'll bring you guys back under the vehicle and show you, everything. Alrighty, so we're underneath the truck. Always make sure to have your vehicle supported with jack stands. And then I also have it. It's fucking disgusting. I need to adjust that. Nasty. But yeah. So here's the coil spring. Even with 1/2-inch spacer, it's still sagging in the ass end. But here's the rough country shock. The auto ride air pump is right there. I have it disconnected. That way it's not drawing power and stuff. So hopefully I can fit these freaking coil compressors on here and let her rip a tater chip. It shouldn't take that long. But famous fucking last words. Yeah, let's get after it. All right, so here's old spring, new spring. As you can see, it's taller. Yeah, so, and it's a lot stiffer, so nice. All right, so new springs are in, looking all pretty and shiny and shit. Wasn't that hard. 1/2-inch Milwaukee impact makes quick fucking work of it. It is definitely easier to do spring compressors than having to take this shock off, having to take the sway bar off, and then hope that you get the fucking axle down far enough, which the brake lines, these big ass springs will not let you do. I will tell you that right now. So just do yourself a favor, go rent the fucking tool for $64. Yes, it is a little sketchy. Not saying that it's not. But if you respect the tool and you respect the spring and the tool will respect you. It goes the same for everything else that you're working on with the vehicle. As long as you fucking respect it, the possibilities of it going wrong are, rather low. That spring looks weird. So yeah, I'll throw these tires back on, drop this bitch down, and we'll take some measurements. Hopefully I did everything right. All right, it is hot as fuck out here. Let me get that out of the way. Gosh, fucking shit balls. All right, done. Fucking done. Bellissimo. Fucking beautiful. Check this shit out. Look at that shit. I'm gonna throw the tape measure on there, but gosh almighty, look at that fucking, woo. I went ahead and threw the 2-inch rear spacer, 2-inch wheel spacers in the rear, and look at that. Fucking, ooh, that fitment though, that fitment. Now I just need to get some spacers for the front. I'm thinking, I don't know, because if I do 2, it'll push it out past the fucking bumper. Might do inch, might do 1 inch. Yeah, let's do 1 inch on the front. But yeah, it definitely sits higher. It's not as bouncy. Yeah, wow, I'm really, really happy with the way that looks now. So now you can definitely tell that the ass end is higher than the front now, because now it follows the same pitch as my driveway. Let's get that tape measure. Okay, so the before measurement was 37 from, you fucking cunt. Damn, that's gonna fuck everything up. Oh, interesting you see it. Holy shit. What is that, fucking 39? Jesus. Bruh, 2 inches. Well, I did put the little 1/2-inch spacer, or inch spacer, back under there. God, that was a pain in the ass getting in there. I'll tell you what. But yeah, super pleased with that. Let me measure the other side, make sure it's even. How the fuck is it an inch shorter on the driver's side? Well, I guess I do have a lot of weight on that side. Could be tires as well. One tire is more inflated than the other. I don't know, super happy with it. Can't complain. Just need to get spacers for the front. Yeah, it's a stout motherfucker. Son of a bitch. All right, y'all. It's a little video on what to do if you swap out your auto rod. If you go with standard shocks, it is possible. Just takes a little finesse. You don't have to do HC springs, but like I said, I didn't like that fucking bouncy shit my rear end was doing. So, yeah, I will link the lift kit that I used, the 1.5" leveling lift kit, and then the springs, the coil springs for the rear, because it's fun to find them. But yeah, till next time, that's it for the Suburban. I'm just gonna throw 1.5" or 1" spacers up front and call it a day. All right, y'all. So I'll see you next time. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. All right, y'all. Take it easy.